Good morning, students. In the previous class, we have written a programs for transmitting and receiving the data using TI and RI in assembly language. Now we are going to focus on writing the program for the same, that is to transmit or receive the data in C language. In this session, we are going to see a C language and also the steps, what step is required to receive the data via RxD. I have discussed earlier. The steps is, first you have to load your TMOD register, then corresponding baud rate has to be loaded onto the TH register. After that, you need to have a serial control register pair loaded with hash 50H. Depending upon the baud rate, you will be loading the data in TH register, and TMOD register should be loaded with mode 2 operation, that is 8-bit auto reload. Either you can use 20H or you can use 02H depending upon whether we are going to use timer 0 or timer 1. So these three lines is common. After that, you need to run your timer run bit. So set bit, timer run, control bit you have to run depending upon the timer what you are going to use. Suppose if I wanted to transmit the data, the common lines what we are going to follow is, first we will be moving the data onto S buffer register. S buffer register in any either from port 1 or from port or from the accumulator, we will be loading the data onto the S buffer register. Once the data is loaded, we need to check for transmitting interrupt flag. It means that whether the bits of data has been transmitted or not. Suppose if it is not transmitted, it will be equal to 0, and till it get transmit, it will be continuing with the same loop. Once the data is transmitted, you could find that the transmitting interrupt flag will be 1. Once the information is transmitted, again the loop continues for the next data transfer. This is the steps that we have followed. It is a common step that we have followed to transmit the data serially. Now, I'll be writing few steps to show how exactly the data will be received. So, in case of data receiving, the first step is you have to check your return interrupt flag. That is whether we have received the data or not. We will be checking your return interrupt flag. That is jump on no bit, return interrupt, then loop. So if your RI is equal to 0, suppose if you are receiving RI is equal to 0, then it will be continuing in the same loop. Suppose once the data has been received, your RI will become 1, and then whatever data it is received, that will be available in your S buffer register. So suppose if you have received some data that will be available in your S buffer register, that you need to move it onto some register or some port 1. So you have to write the instruction MOV A, S buffer. Once the data is moved from your S buffer register, you need to clear your return interrupt flag, and again you have to return your program to continue for the next data to get received. So those steps I have already discussed in the previous session. That is, what is the step required to transmit the data and what are all the steps it is required to receive the data. All these things that I have discussed in the earlier session. Now in this session, we are going to write a program in C to transmit or receive the data. Here also the steps are going to be same. Only thing, instead of mnemonic code, that the logic is going to be same. Here, instead of mnemonics in assembly language, here we are going to use a C compiler C syntax. So I'll show one program. These are all the common steps that I have already discussed with you guys. And write a C program for 8051 to, here I need to transmit one letter serially at 4800 baud rate. So 4800 baud rate means I need to load TH with the data called -6. Okay, and I have to transmit the letter A. Here 8-bit and 1 stop bit. So SCON should be loaded with 50. So all these calculations already we have discussed what data to be loaded. Here include reg51.h means here you are going to utilize 8051 library functions in C compiler. So to utilize 8051 library functions in C compiler, you have to use the header file called #include reg51.h. Then you have to start the program. To start the program, you have to use void main. Why we are going to use the term void? In the sense, it will not return any value to the function. So I am going to write void main. Then here the same procedure you have to follow. You need to load your tmod register, you have to load th register, you have to load scon register. The first three steps is going to be common. So tmod is equal to 0x20. Since it is a hexadecimal data, you have to write it like this, 0x20. And tmod, you are supposed to write only with a capital letter because it is the identifier that is representing your timer mode operation. And also th1. th1 is loaded with a baud rate. So baud rate is nothing but bits per second. Here we are planning to use baud rate of 4800. For 4800 we have obtained -6. The corresponding hexadecimal for this -6 is going to be 0xfa. Then scon. Scon should be loaded with the modes of operation and whether we need to have a stop bit or start bit. Based on that, the calculated value is going to be 50. So scon is equal to 0x50. Once all these three registers are loaded, you need to start your timer run bit. To start your timer run bit in mnemonics, we will be using the code setbtr1. Here you are not supposed to use setbtr1. Directly you can write tr1 is equal to 1. It means that you are loading the identifier tr1, that is timer run bit 1 of timer 1 is equal to 1, so that the timer run bit will get started up. Then you have to continuously you have to write this letter A. Instead of loop, here you are using while 1, so that you will have an infinite loop. So if I wanted to transfer the letter A, first I need to load this letter in my sbuffer register. So in sbuffer register, if I load the data, then I have to check my timer interrupt flag. So till the timer interrupt flag is set, it has to be with the loop. So while ti is equal to 0. So till ti is equal to 0, it will be maintained in this line. Once ti is 1, it will come out of the loop and we will be clearing the timer interrupt flag, stating that already the data A has been received serially onto your sbuffer on the output window, that is serial window. So this is the logic to write the program. Logic is same in case of your mnemonics as well as in C. Only thing is the steps is also same. Only thing you have to replace all the mnemonic code with the C language. Coming back to the next program for receiving the interrupt. This is also you have to send the message called S at 9600 baud rate. For 9600 baud rate, the data to be loaded is -3. For -3, the hexadecimal is going to be FD. So I'll be loading TH with FD register and TMOD with 20, since I'm going to prefer timer 1 in mode 2, that is 8-bit auto reload. Then I have to load my serial control register with 0x50 to make it to work in mode 1 operation, that is variable baud rate, 8-bit and 1 stop bit. Then TR1. So once all the three registers has been loaded, you have to operate the timer run bit. So the timer run bit has to be operated. So TR is equal to 1. So when you give TR is equal to 1, it means that your timer has already been started. While 1. So I need to load my data. That is, I have to load first Y onto my sbuffer register. Sorry. I have to load my sbuffer register with Y first. Then it has to be displayed. Then E has to be loaded. Then S has to be loaded. So 3 times it will be coming. So I can create it as a function. So I'll be defining a function called SERTX. So this function should also be defined before your main program, so that this function can be accessed anywhere inside your main program. If you are assigning this function as a private, then only inside this function, inside the program only you could use it. Even in some other program, if I want this particular function to be used, I can use this function name and I can access this particular function. So if your C compiler, if your C compiler execute this particular instruction, it is SERTX, it is your function name. So as soon as this particular instruction is seen, your control will go on to your function. So it is nothing but void SERTX. This Y is assigned to unsigned char X. So when it is assigned to unsigned char X, S buffer is equal to X. So in the place of X you have Y. So Y will be transferred to serial buffer register, and these three lines is going to be common. So while TI is nothing but transmitting interrupt. TI is nothing but transmitting until TI is equal to 0. It is stating that your data is getting transferred. Once TI is equal to 1, it states that your data has already been transmitted. So I have to come out from the program, clear your interrupt. Once this closing brace is identified, your control will get transferred to next line of your call program. So again it is saying SERTX. So when it says again SERTX, again the control will be transferred to this particular function, because the first time Y has already been transmitted to your S buffer register. Next I have to transmit E, next I have to transmit S. So to display S in your serial window, I have to use this function 3 times with 3 different ASCII code Y, E, S in the place of char X. So this is how you need to write your C program to transmit your data serially with certain baud rate and with a certain serial control. So in the next class we will be dealing it with the interrupts. What are the different types of interrupt, how you are going to handle your software interrupt, and how you are going to handle your hardware interrupt. All these things in the next class we will be dealing. Thank you students.